Thank God for coffee, right? Yeah. Quick note, guys, this video is pretty much just created on the spot. Not a whole lot of planning was taking place, even though I had days to plan. But just so you know, there's a lot of good stuff in this video. I watched it over. I'm actually really proud of myself, but there's not much editing going on. There's not much planning, so it's kind of sporadic. So forgive me for it just kind of being all over the place. But I created this. I planned it. I published it. I edited it all in one day. Pretty much probably within it's gonna be like 4 hours. But it's a really good video, and I hope you like it. Happy Wednesday! As I sip my caribou coffee. Well, guys, I'm not sure if you have noticed, but I try to put these videos out usually on a Tuesday, and then I like to write my blogs. I like to write my blogs on a Monday, so I try to get them out in the beginning of the week. Wednesday for me, well, I procrastinated, so we're gonna talk about that. So how I like to do these videos and how I like to write in my blog basically is I settle on a topic in the middle of the week usually, so how that has tended to happen. There's gonna be a lot of editing today. So how I like to release these blogs and these vlogs is that I will settle on a topic midweek usually is when I am able to settle on one, and then I'll figure out how I'm gonna put it together, and then I will write it or I'll record it depending on the week, and then I will edit, and then I will publish. So that gives me, several days usually in advance to have everything all put together before I release it on the Monday or the Tuesday. This last week actually, because it's Wednesday now, was not anywhere near my past experiences and how I've been trying to do things. I had probably 5 different topics that I was thinking about doing the whole week, and I actually settled on 3 topics. Like, I literally wrote down everything I was going to talk about for this one video that I'm not really even fully doing anymore. And I guess I could have, but I didn't really make time for it. I procrastinated. And for me, I think I have good reasons for why I procrastinated, but in general, that's besides the point because I am doing this for myself. And so, in my right sense, besides the point, I failed. So let's talk about why I procrastinated. Why did I procrastinate? Well, I have roommates, which makes recording a little bit of a challenge because I don't want to record with people in the room. I'm not that comfortable yet. I've released maybe 3 videos now. This might be my 3rd, my 4th, or yeah, it's probably my 3rd video I've released. And I'm just not that comfortable recording in front of people yet. Maybe one day, but definitely not right now. And so I try to get in a place that's alone, that's away from others. And I did it in my car before, but I didn't really like the quality of that video. It came out way worse than I thought it would. So doing it at home is definitely the preferred method, but I didn't really have much time last week to really be alone. And the times that I did, I wasted. Being honest, I had time, but I wasted them. I didn't feel up for the project. And that's the thing. Andy Mineo, one of my favorite artists on Snapchat, he says, you gotta do the things you don't want to do to make times for the things that you do want to do. So you basically gotta, like, sacrifice, parts of your nature to do the things that you want to do. And I totally agree with that. Like, I didn't, at the time, want to record a video, but at the same time, I would have been way more proud of myself and way happier and less stressful trying to not be behind, and try to catch up all the time with, this process that I try to stay on. I would have been way less stressed out if I had just done it during those times that I didn't really feel like it. That's the thing, is that like I'm running into a wall here constantly, because there's these things that I want to do, and I've talked about this I think on my last video actually, because it's such a constant theme right now. There's these things that I want to do, but I have to think long term. I can't just do things in the short term, because I have to do things with a long term vision. Why did I procrastinate? Yeah, because the setting wasn't perfect. I mean, I can pretty much think of things on the spot to talk about, and I could have done that. I'm a verbalizer. I'm way still getting comfortable doing this on video. But it's really been helping me to piece together my thoughts. Because just swimming in your own head all the time really isn't productive. It's good to just release stuff, whether or not they actually... Because, be honest with you, like... I think, like, I get it when it's in my head. When I try to project it, it doesn't really, like, make sense. And so, if I want to convey my ideas and the things that I'm passionate about to people, then I need to really be practicing, like, how it works in real life instead of just in my head. I need to just do these. This is helpful to me. So, procrastination for me is usually because it's not perfect. It's out of perfectionism. My perfectionism, you guys may not actually see that as much, but people that work with me know that I'm a perfectionist, at least in some manner. I think my family actually might know that a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I'm not really sure. You guys let me know if I'm being truthful or not on that. But my perfectionism inspires my procrastination, which, you know, it's not normal. It's probably pretty normal, actually. And so there's definitely, you know, a place to give myself grace on that, which is good. This whole outline for a video from one of my favorite YouTube vloggers named Acon Man. Connor Manning is his name. It was going to be a reply video towards a video that he made. He titled his video, "I'm Not There Yet." And you can go check that out on YouTube if you want to. But basically what he was talking about is that life's a journey. And that's what my channel is about. So I thought I saw, you know, some good inspiration in that, you know, to really just kind of show my heart more towards, like, why I'm doing this. Because in a lot of ways, like, these videos are for myself. I mentioned that in the first video that I ever did on this channel. But they're also for people, because there's something in my heart that wants to come loose, but I'm not sure how to share it yet. And I'm totally okay with saying that. Like, I'm not sure how to get it out yet. And so I'm just going for something. I'm just trying it, you know? And so with these videos, I can't always expect everything to be perfect. When I'd love it to be perfect. I would love it to be perfect, but it's not going to be. And so one of the things I guess I gotta do is just give myself more grace and just leave room for error. You know, don't have such high expectations. I learned this last night, and with several friends in the past too, is that I have way high expectations, and I have a perfect expectation for how I view, like, friendships and how I view work, and I have perfectly boxed visions of how things should be, of how people should be, of how I should be interacting with the world and with people. And like 80% of the time, those don't come true. And the 20% of the time that they do come true, usually they're just some, like, branch off of what I thought they would be. Like, they're never really on point. So there's definitely, I'm learning just to give myself more grace on that. And thank you for tuning in, for being interested in my life. I really admire and love you guys. But I wrote before in this guideline, I wrote, "Journey to purpose. My mission statement represents the idea that our lives are consistently on this road to discovery. Our purpose in life is what we make of it. Many of us feel sparks in our deepest being related towards a particular subject in life. However, what we do with the spark represents the type of person we are, and thus creates our purpose. Enjoy the process. Because it isn't so much about just the destination that we get to, it's the process. It's what we make of each moment, it's what we make of each opportunity. And I've shown different, things of that, but I'm definitely learning and growing, and I'm definitely doing great things. So it's just, you have to focus on the good things that you're doing. You really got to. Otherwise you're going to get into a place where you're depressed, where you're stressed out, and where you have just a misguided perception on what reality really is. Because you can make reality anything that you perceive it to be. Like, if you are viewing your life from the lens of, I am imperfect, I don't have vision, I don't have purpose, I'm not worth anything, there's nothing that can motivate me, like, you're gonna live in, like, a slime hole. You're not gonna really be seeing life out of who you really are. Because you do have purpose, you do have value, you can be motivated. You can do anything you want in this world. You're gonna need some help along the way. Not saying that, but you have to go for it. You can't just sit around doing nothing, which I'm learning myself. Oh, I had something I want to show you guys too. 1 second, let me get that. Welcome back. So at the beginning of this year, I did something that basically sparked everything that I've done so far in this year. I read a book called Just Do Something, which talked about actually like God's will for our lives and what that really means. And the idea is that, oftentimes we ask like, God, like, show us the way, show us what our will is, and God's gonna put passions in our heart. He's gonna spark us to do something, but He's not gonna show you exactly what it looks like, because that's the process. That's the journey. That's relationship with Him is the process. He's not gonna reveal, step by step how it's all gonna look. You literally just have to go for it. You have to try to make something out of this little. You have. And so I read that book, and it kind of started everything. All right, and as tribute to the book, I wanted to do something that would represent, that I'm actually taking, what I'm learning to heart, that I'm actually, wanting for myself just to get started on something. And so I made this painting. So you can see there's a guy, he's running with a light bulb, he's running away from pages, he's running away from plans. Those are plans. And there's dark clouds because basically, like, I used to be over there holding the pages in the dark clouds because those pages are plans, and all I had were plans, and I wasn't doing anything with them. And so the guy, he's running with a light bulb, he's running with an idea. So he's just going after it. And after going after it, he's finding joy, he's finding happiness again, he's finding clarity. There's no more clouds blocking him from, going from progressing in any which direction that he chooses. And he doesn't really know where he's going, but he's going for it. And so that's what this year's about. That's what these videos are about. It's just going for it. You just gotta enjoy life. You can't always be so serious. I mean, I'm definitely one to say that because I am way too freaking serious like 90% of the time. But I'm working on that, and it's actually really cool because in my head, like, I know myself as pretty serious, but there's definitely two sides of who I am. Thankfully, a lot of people know me as someone who's just carefree and joyous, and that is true. Like, I am definitely carefree, I'm definitely joyous, but like when I show myself as being someone that's serious, someone that portrays a different side than what they normally see as the bouncy kid just enjoying life, people kind of are like, what? When I'm around people, I just I get extroverted, I just go crazy off the walls, and I'm just everybody's best friend, everybody's good friend, but inside my head, I'm not always like that. So don't be too surprised, when you see me casting a different image than what you're used to seeing. Because there's a lot of different sides to me. And people who know me closely know this for sure. They know who I really am. But I really am thankful that they're always pointing out, the good that's in me. They're always, just encouraging me just to be joyous and be happy and just to enjoy the ride. Because I don't always tell myself that and I need it. So thanks, guys. Just gonna read a couple quotes about procrastination. That I actually bought this book about procrastination about 2 years ago with my mom. Hi, Mom. It's a really cool book. It's called Procrastination, literally. It's by Jane B. Burka and Lenora M. Yen. I think it's Yen. So this quote goes, "The fear of being judged as lacking ability so powerful for some people that they would rather suffer the consequences of procrastination than the humiliation of trying and not doing as well as they had hoped. It is more tolerable to blame themselves for being disorganized, lazy, or uncooperative than to view themselves as being inadequate and unworthy. The failure which they fear so deeply, and it is the fear of failure that is eased by procrastination." So procrastination is really a trap, and it's really an excuse to believe something different than what is actually happening. So when you are procrastinating, get into that serious mode and try to figure out what's really going on. Maybe you'll find your way out of it. Procrastination allows people to take comfort in believing that their ability is greater than their performance indicates, perhaps even maintaining the belief that they are brilliant or unlimited in their potential to do well. As long as you procrastinate, you never have to confront the real limits of your ability, whatever those limits are. So yeah, when you procrastinate, sometimes you're trying to tell yourself that, because a lot of us, like me, at times, have tried to see that what they create represents and makes their identity. Like for me, a perfect example here. These videos, these written blogs that I'm creating, they don't determine my identity. They determine my effort, but they don't determine who I am, because I haven't figured these out yet. Once, if I ever am able to really figure these out, really figure out, how to express what I want to say, then that kind of more represents my identity. My identity isn't just what the content of these videos are, because I can't really express that yet in the way I want to, the magnitude I want to. And so you can't, just look at something that you created, and if it's not good, say that, that's who you are. You're not good. You can't express yourself in this way. You can't piece together all these different pieces in the right way, so you're obviously not good, because we're all figuring out, we're all trying to go for something, and not everything is actually for them. Maybe these videos aren't a thing that I should be doing 5 years from now if I'm continuing on it. We're figuring out. We have to give ourselves some grace that not everything we put our hands to is what we're meant to be doing. But you never know unless you try. Am I right? Well, I have a bunch of editing to do because I have no idea really how to piece this all together. I just needed to do it, And I'm not sure. I've been doing kind of like an every other sort of a thing, blogging, etc. But maybe because I released this so late, I'll do another vlog just to kind of satisfy myself, because this was like maybe like half, of what I could have made something. But we'll see. Because I'm still trying to stick to a schedule. I'm still trying to kind of be perfect in some ways. Oh, Lord help me. Just look forward to something coming out on Monday or Tuesday next week. Cheers, guys. Why isn't that's supposed to turn off? What did I do wrong?